work up some vegan, gluten-free, like cuisine right now.
Yeah, dude. But now, like,
we gotta get on the freeway.
Yeah.
And then the other freeway, and then the other one, and then the other one to get to it. Is that okay?
I think just to get out of the parking lot's gonna take 3 hours.
Yeah. I like sand.
Yeah, that's why we're friends. Because I like sand.
I like sand and waves.
Yeah.
I like hot temperatures year round.
Yeah, hot tub what?
I don't want winter to ever feel like there's.
You have such a way with words, bro.
Thank you, dude. I went to a liberal arts college. I dropped out the first semester, but yeah.
Did your dad pay for everything? My dad did.
All of it.
Oh, baby. Welcome to the Men of Doozy podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you're probably thinking, who the hell are those guys, and what does Doozy mean?
I'm curious too.
Yeah, I want to know their names.
Sometimes we'll start a bit in the beginning, and we'll have.
And I'm like, we'll start a bit, and I'm like,
I'll be like, I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah, we'll start a bit, and I'll be like, wait a second. Fuck the topic. Who are these guys?
Exactly. Let's explore that. But the word
does Doozy mean?
The word doozy means something that is extraordinary or outstanding of itself. Okay?
That's right.
I ain't even need no script, girl.
That's right. And if you can't tell, we and those guys are definitely not.
Yeah. But we want to be.
That's right. And I'm not sure if those guys want to be, but that's why this is the podcast.
They think they already are. That's.
Guys, this is the podcast that we are going to give you all the tools that you need to help you become successful in life. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I not do this? How do I live in this certain area?
And the best part is we're going to teach you how to be successful while we also learn how to be successful ourselves.
Makes sense to me, bro.
I'm Alex Riptide Staub.
And I'm Kirk, vegan, gluten-free cuisine Koz.
Kirk, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, today we are going to learn how to L.A.
How to Los Angeles, baby.
Angeles, yes.
California
knows how to party.
California. What's that from?
Wait, isn't that Biggie?
California.
Or is it Tupac? No, it's Tupac, right?
No, someone was making fun of it, though.
Oh,
that's where it came
I don't
from.
know.
All right, great.
But listen, this is our second.
You ever been to California? You ever been to L.A.?
No. But let me tell you, it has been a spot that I have wanted to visit for so long.
Same.
Being an actor, it's like you gotta at least go there. But I know I have friends out in LA. I have people who live out there or are doing the actor hustle, and it's a completely different ball game.
Yeah,
and so
different game.
I've told myself, there's more and more people who are going out to LA that I know, and I'm like, I need to go out there leisurely and enjoy myself because I feel like if I'm going there and it's for anything or like for work, I just like. I don't know, it's like they have a different type of lifestyle and a different type of enjoyment that I have no real understanding of.
Yeah.
Have you been to
LA?
I
went to LA once over the summer.
It was recently, right? Yeah.
And dude, I climbed the Hollywood Hills and I overlooked all of LA and
That's a big hike.
I got to tell you, my whole life I was like, LA's the place. LA's the spot where I'm going to end up, Yeah. And maybe it was the day or just where I'm at in life, and I felt no magic.
Interesting.
I felt no magic, and normally, if I want to with New York, I came and visited New York a couple times, and I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't feeling it. But I knew that I was gonna end up there, or I didn't know, but I was like, I'm ready for New York. LA, I'm like, you know what? I want to go to LA, but I want to go to LA. I want to go there right. I want to go there with like some kind of accomplishment underneath me, so that when I do stuff out there, there's some movement, and I'm not just scrounging around at the bottom with everybody else.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's the exact thing that
I was like, New York, give me a couple of years, I'm coming back for you, baby. I'm gonna take you by storm.
Well, that's exactly what I think. I'm like, if I'm going to LA, it's first going to be for leisure, but then if I'm going back, I want it to be for work. Or I want it to be a meaningful visit, because it's a hub of entertainment and showbiz.
I went to San Diego for work and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had a reason to go out there, and I was excited, and San Diego was nice.
Sunny temperatures always make people feel good, and I'll tell you, we have somebody on the podcast today that makes us feel very good too.
That's right. We don't know shit about LA.
Shit about LA if you cannot tell. But we have a special guest today.
What?
Who's going to help it. Yeah.
What?
He's in the Zoom room right now. Well, yeah, where is it? Oh, it's right there.
Oh,
guys,
shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are introducing hardcore Men of Doozy fan and a multi-decade resident of Los Angeles, Bryce DeLacroix. Welcome, Bryce. How are you, dude?
Boy, man, I'm good. I'm fantastic right now. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you. It's a funny
DeLacroix. That sounds like an LA name.
What I mean? Yeah. It sounds like an absolute He lives in LA.
When I think of LA and all like the rich people and stuff, I feel like that's a name you hear when like you go to brunch and they're like, do you have a reservation? And you're like, DeLacroix. And he's like, right this way, DeLacroix, for your brunch reservation.
Yeah, right.
Do you not know who I am? I'm DeLacroix.
Sorry, what was that?
I said the ladies dig it. Hey, people love it. Sure. I get compliments all the time. It's weird. I get doppelgangered more than anything, which is really weird.
Doppelganger for who?
Just people will come up to me and be like, oh, man, you look like my brother. You look like my cousin. You look like my best friend. You look like so-and-so. It's weird.
You look like my dad. I hated my dad.
You look like my dad. My dad left me. Why did you leave me?
LaCroix. Oh my God, he owns LaCroix.
One of my favorite things about your name. It's real. First off, it is your birth name, yeah. And
prove it.
It reminds me of the popular seltzer LaCroix.
LaCroix.
LaCroix. LaCroix.
LaCroix.
LaCroixy.
LaCroixy.
But yeah, well, Bryce.
What do you mean I don't have a reservation? It's DeLacroix.
oh, yeah, that's a word. Yeah, we have it.
DeLacroix. For me and my Sheila. Who's a gator.
It's a gator. Yeah. So, Bryce, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, I know that we have a very unique way of meeting one another, all of us. But tell us why you were qualified to give us a little bit of insight on how to learn how to LA.
Yeah, we want to know who you are, what LA is all about, and your experience with LA.
Yeah.
And then Bryce has also provided us the top 5 tips.
That's right.
On how to Los Angeles.
That's right.
And I'm excited. I'm excited. But Bryce, let's talk about
Bryce,
you
take
for
it
a
away.
sec
Take it away. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna bring the hair down.
Oh, shit! There it is!
Bro! That's LA right there.
You don't get any more LA than this, right, boys? Right,
that's
man?
LA.
Bryce, you just came. You did not come just now.
I came.
You just became 1,000% more LA.
That's right.
All right, good.
I'm sure that's a hit with the ladies too.
Yeah, they really dig it.
We should have bought big flowy wigs.
Yeah.
But anyways, Bryce, you were saying.
What makes me qualified for being the LA person on your beautiful, badass, righteous podcast?
Righteous.
Both you beautiful men.
Thank you.
I've lived here for over 18 years. I've lived in San Francisco. I know all about California pretty much. Don't give me the whole history background, but I know of San Diego. I know of Santa Barbara. I've surfed all of them. Used to live in the Bay Area, like I said, San Francisco, surfed up there. I know it. I'm your guy.
That's amazing. You know, at the beginning, I was like, at the beginning when we were doing the bit, I was like, oh, is this bro-y surfer dude really the best bit for us? Is it going to hit? But absolutely it does.
Absolutely it does.
When we met you as a reader for the first rehearsal of Toxic Masculinity, as we've talked about in previous, written by Matthew McLachlan.
And I thought you were the Viking. I didn't know that you were just sitting in.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was just like, oh yeah, this guy's great. He's got the hair. This is perfect. This is gonna be awesome. And I kept making these comments to you, like about you being fun. Yeah, about you being the guy, and you said nothing to me. So I was like, okay. And then when the next rehearsal, when you didn't show up, I was like, where is he? They're like, oh, that's not our guy. I was like, what the fuck?
What the?
I just sat there like an idiot.
So polite and professional, this guy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is amazing. Yeah, bro. Dude, all this surf from making me burp. Yeah, so
if you could sum up LA in like one word or sentence, what would it be from your experience?
This will really set the tone.
Set the tone here.
Beautiful.
Ooh, okay.
It's really, that's so nice. You know, it is kind of funny. You say that right now, but like 5 minutes before, you were like, let's be honest, LA's a cesspool.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, putting me on the spot. No, yeah. But no, I wanted. Yeah. Yeah. No, it has its moments, dude.
Doesn't every place? And that's why I think we have a really good thing going about like learning the lifestyles of certain states or countries.
Yeah.
We can really learn a lot. And so you're the second episode that is a place where people live and has a very, very distinct type of lifestyle. So why don't we jump in? Yeah?
Love it.
Awesome.
Find out why it's so beautiful.
Let's find out how it's beautiful. Guys, so the top 5 tips. The 5th tip on how to Los Angeles is seasons, dress comfy, sunscreen, think desert. Now, I do have to say, like, one of my favorite things about these tips is, like,
there's no description.
I was like, maybe that's very LA. It's like, listen, we don't need to explain ourselves. Listen.
The top 5 tip, seasons.
Oh, okay. But it's like
dress comfy. It's comfy. There's no M. He spelled comfy wrong.
Did I
oh, it's okay.
No, it's LA, baby. Come on. It's LA. We comfy.
Sunscreen and think desert.
Yeah. Seasons, dress comfy, sunscreen, think desert.
So could you elaborate on some of these? Because my initial reaction is, when I think about seasons, I think, isn't it the same season?
There are no seasons over there, right?
Also, I guess it does get pretty hot, right? So when I think about desert, I think, oh no,
yeah,
sunburn.
Yeah, I think just comfy. You know what I mean?
Could you elaborate on a few of these?
All episode. That's okay. Yeah, no, I feel like when someone says seasonals or seasons, you think of the East Coast, you think of fall, you think of winter, you think of all of that. LA doesn't have any of that. You know, when it rains, people drive like they're scared of every drop. You know, it just makes it even worse. We do have the Santa Anas, which is a gust of wind that blows in. I believe it's spring. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But yes, we have the Santa Anas, and you know what? the wind right now, since we are going into the fall, it's a little brisk. It's a little nippy.
Wait, so I mean? You're telling me
is brisk like 92? I don't understand.
Wait. So I found something really interesting what you just said, and it sounds like maybe one of the most LA things is that LA literally has an exclusive type of weather, the Santa Ana winds. What are the Santa Ana winds, and how can I experience them?
A gust of wind. Well, it's spring.
Right. So the Santa Ana's the wind. They come in, they blow a lot of things around, and it's a turning point, you could say, from winter to spring. And it can be quite gusty. You know, we again, at the end of the day, like I said in the confi verbiage, it's a desert, you know, so you're not, you know, it's going to get really hot during the day and then quite cold at night, in some way or fashion. So yeah, you know.
Now, my follow-up question is, I've heard rumors of some people in LA that if it gets past 70, they think it's freezing. Or if it's in the 60s, it's freezing. Is this true? Is this a true stereotype of people really cannot handle 50 or 60 degree weather?
Yes and no, to be honest with you, because, you know, I live on the west side. I would definitely recommend living on the west side, as we'll speak later on, but it gets hot in different areas, you know, and it's not all like if you were to live closer to the beach, it's not going to be 90, you know, it'll be 90 inland, but on the coast, it'll be a little cooler and stuff like that.
Yeah, LA has its own exclusive sunspots, too. Yeah.
If you live on the west side, you're going to get sweatier than people on the east side. Because it's closer to the desert.
Welcome to Sunspot Cafe. Do you have a reservation?
That's a great business.
Yeah.
It's LaCroix.
Well, a follow-up on that. I mean, one thing that you hear so much about is the different neighborhoods. And like, just like New York, it's like you can tell a lot about a person from the neighborhood. So could you tell us a little bit about the differences of certain neighborhoods, or like how that changes? Or, I mean, you said certain neighborhoods and areas are hotter than others. That's crazy to me.
Are those places more expensive?
Say it again.
Are those places more expensive? The ones that have, you know, better weather and different spots?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, you know, you have Santa Monica, which, I mean, back in the day, you know, since my mom's a true California woman. She's been here since the 70s with the Dogtown Boys, and back in the 70s, Santa Monica and Venice were just, you know, grungy and dirty and just kind of like a place you didn't want to go. And then as of these last, I don't know, I would say 20 years, they've kind of revamped Santa Monica, and they call it the nickname Silicon Beach, like Silicon Valley, you know? So it's pretty expensive. And I feel like in Santa Monica, when I go there sometimes, I feel like they want to be their own island. They just want to shut off from LA, and you got to pay these ridiculous food prices and everything, and people scooters, like
everybody is trying to be exclusive.
Don't ride on a scooter coming here.
That's what I kind of hate about like the thought of LA, where like, okay, I get that it's Hollywood, right? But how you get they just milking that, you know what I mean? They're just milking how it's just so like this is the wealthier side of the country, and this is where you are. This is where, you know, it's exclusive to be here. This, you want a bagel? $300. You know what I'm saying?
That's really, really interesting.
I heard that a lot of people from LA, they're like the one thing people hate about LA is the people, because their personalities. Everyone's fake. Everyone says everyone from LA is fake. Is that true?
You got to think about it. LA is the entertainment capital of the world. I mean, back in the day, it was Hollywood land. There was a lot of property, and then cinema basically started out here. And, you know, people think that they can come from Kansas, and they can make it overnight. And then you have like a rush of people coming through, going along those LA stereotypical, like, I'm not famous, but I'll meet someone, I'll meet a producer, and I'll get in a movie and stuff like that. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. Yeah. It does, but it's very, very few in between.
Get on the couch a little bit, you know what I
mean? Dude, yeah.
Kirk, you want to be in a movie, you got to make some executives confy. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That's kind of the thing, is everyone comes here. They want to make it their own, and it's a great thing. It's a melting pot, but there's that, like, I've given it this analogy of like, it's like a cake.
Pay the price.
You have frosting on the outside, and it's great at first, but eventually it rots your teeth. But what you really want to do is you really want to get in that cake and really taste the insides, because the LA, like, down to earth locals are like phenomenally cool and
well, you know, I think so much of what we're talking about is like this catch-22 of the entertainment business, you know, where you know, getting in, you do have to kind of play a part in a way. You gotta please, you gotta network in a way that is like, I love everybody, you know. And I feel like that's a pretty standard type of thing with a lot of places. You know, you gotta give the face that everybody expects in that area. But I feel like when I visit, you'll be able to show me some of the dopest people I'll ever meet.
I got
How bad you want to be in a movie, Kirk?
Well, how badly do you want to go to LA?
There's
a couch over here. It's really comfy.
There's a comfy couch.
Well, how about we jump to the next tip?
I like that. You know, setting it up. One of the major things is just the weather. You know,
the weather and
no seasons.
Yeah, weather and
sunscreen, desert. Yeah, it's the desert, which is crazy because on this side it's not the desert; it's all forest over here.
I forget about the fact that California is so close to like mountains and certain things, and the desert. It's a lot. Insane. Well,
I like that.
Let's move on to the top 4 tip.
Number 4 tip is traffic. / know how to drive / plan your day. Okay. Yeah. I heard the traffic out there sucks.
Yeah.
But Elon Musk is building tunnels. So
wonder how much that's going to cost.
You guys are going to be exclusive mole people now.
I hope not. I hope not.
Bryce, is it? I have 2 questions. First, is the traffic really so bad? What's your worst traffic experience? How long have you stayed in it? And then also, is the SNL skit, The Californians, accurate?
That SNL skit with Christian Wiig is pretty spot on.
Really?
You know, 405 and to the 110, and yes, that is. You'll run into those circles with people that speak like that, for sure. Mm-hmm. But traffic. I mean, years ago when they were expanding the 405, they called it Carmageddon, and the 405 is notoriously problematic for traffic jams, just whatever's going on. Just to give you an overall view, the 405 basically goes from, I believe it crosses through the valley. It goes up and down, right? So that 405 will take you to San Diego, and it'll also take you up to Sacramento. Then you have the 10 freeway, which is going from Santa Monica to downtown, right? That'll split. You have the 5 freeway, which will take you again up to Sacramento, but it'll take you on the inland, right? It'll take you through the farms and so on and so forth if you're going up that way. And then the 5 also goes back through Anaheim, you know, so it's kind of like at an angle, so to speak. And then, you got a couple more freeways like the 110, the 101, stuff like that.
This, you so calmly talking about all the highways gave me so much anxiety.
Yeah,
so much anxiety.
Freeways. I don't think we have a lot of highways out here because there's a difference. Really? Highways you pay, freeways you don't.
Oh, because they're free and highways have high prices.
That's where they're called freeways.
Then why is the place where I park called a driveway?
I love you, man. I fucking love both of you.
So the 405 is apparently the most notorious. It's Carmageddon, you said? So what? So do you now? Do you or have you had a car at a moment in the last 18 years that you've lived there? And what's like your worst? What is the longest time you have ever been in traffic trying to get to someplace?
I remember when I was pretty young and we were going to the valley. We'll get into that later, but we were going into the valley, and this was around like 6 or 7 when it's really packed on that 405. And you could spend anywhere from 2.5, 3 hours. No joke.
Oh, what?
Not exaggerating. Like it's rough. And that's the thing is like, that's why number 4 is traffic, because it's everywhere. No matter if it's on the 405, no matter if it's on the 10, no matter if it's on the 101, it's everywhere. So that's why it is what it is. You know, you don't seem to get away with it. They're always doing road work. They're always repairing something.
Mr. LaCroix, you mentioned the word beautiful earlier. I just want to know how that fits into this tip.
You guys are playing hardball. I say beautiful because the people the people that are from here, that are from just the neighborhood, the culture, just like it's from that to the scenic views to the national parks. I mean, you have Runyon, you have all these places that are just phenomenally like open and anybody can go to, and
everyone does go to them. That's why you can't go to any of them, because and you're just stuck in your driveway.
Hey, good throwback. Thanks.
That still fucked me up earlier. I didn't know what to say to that. I was like, oh my god.
Gotcha. You know what? That's a beautiful thing to say, because I think that about a lot of places, you know, the people that you meet usually transcend any type of anxiety of the place. You know, that's why you go, for the most part. It's like the people that you're going to see and the experiences you have with them.
You got any funny traffic stories?
Funny traffic stories.
You see any like road rage stuff happen or?
Oh, road rage is all the time. I wanted to bring this up. Thank you for mentioning it.
Look at that.
I never understood this. Now, when I lived in New York, people would just honk, and like all day sporadic. And I understood that before even moving there, but they don't do anything. They just sit there and they honk and honk and honk and honk, and they don't do anything. Out here, it's not like that. Like I've seen people like honk and like they'll get out of their cars and start like, you know, trying to pick something when it's not that serious.
And because they've been waiting in their car for 2.5 hours, they're like,
yeah.
Hey, I was listening to my favorite podcast.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm reading a book.
No, that's 100% it. You're sitting in traffic for 2 hours and someone beeps at me, I'm getting out and you're getting murdered. Yeah. In New York, everything's fast paced.
Yeah.
And if there is traffic, you're still moving. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. You know, and even if it is, you know that everything's like within at New York, traffic isn't that bad. I'm able to zip around, but we have subway systems. Everyone's on the subway system.
That's it, though.
A 2 or 3 hours in a car, that encapsulates an hour and a half in a subway. Like an
Yeah.
hour and a half in a subway is like, get me out!
Yeah,
but I cannot even imagine.
Right?
You're trying to get to a
in
place
the car,
that is 15
you're in traffic, you have to pee, you're out of gas.
Oh, I cannot even imagine because you probably have to. You have like someplace you're going, and it's maybe 15 to 30 minutes, but it's times 2 or 3. That is infuriating. Like
you got to plan ahead. You have got to go, okay, if I'm using some app or if I'm, using, maps, Google Maps, it'll take you to that standard route, but it'll say 45, but you got to plan like, okay, maybe it's longer than 45, maybe it's 55, maybe it's an hour. You don't know because you could be traveling down somewhere and then an accident might happen, construction might be going on.
Dude, I bet
great
Uber,
scenery though.
Uber and Lyft probably make so much money if people use that. They're like, oh yes, I'm raking in so much money because we're sitting.
Yeah.
Last question before we move on. What do you do during that time if you're stuck in traffic? Do you prep for that too? Do you plan for that?
Depends on what I'm doing and what I'm going out to do for, obviously music and food, like goals of, like that's just my life.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have music, gotta have really good food. But again, if I'm going to a destination, and this is just me personally, I'm knowing what I'm going there for and then in and out, I don't have time to waste and so on and so forth. And that's what most Los Angeles, people do is they just kind of dilly-dally and, because it's day after day after day of waiting in traffic and kind of like living that life. But for me personally, I know where I'm going. I know what I want to do, and that's it.
Well, I'm sorry. I should have clarified. What exactly are you doing when you know you're going to have to potentially wait in traffic? Is there do you have a podcast? Do you literally bring a book? Do you I don't even know. I know how I prep. My
you bring
public
a book
transport
while you're in traffic driving.
No, I'm not.
I would bring a book.
No, I mean like if I'm on the subway.
How to get comfy.
If I'm on the subway, I have podcasts ready. I have things to watch. I have a book. I'm prepped for any amount of time. But how does that work in LA when you're in your car?
I mean, you're making calls. You're not driving. You're making calls over the phone in your car. Obviously, you're just being patient. It teaches you a lot about being patient and just with yourself and doing what you got to do. And there's great scenery.
Great scenery.
Beautiful, I'd say.
Beautiful. I would schedule my therapy session when I had a 3-hour drive.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You really let him have it. There's got to be one guy in LA that just fucking loves traffic. There's got to be someone who gets out and is just like going to the coffee shop downtown, but just waits at traffic and everyone's like, fuck you. He's like, oh, there. Hey, Miss Susie, how was work today? How's it going?
Well, you know what time it is. We're going to before we go on to the next tip, we're going to take a little ad break.
We are?
Yes, we are.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, we are.
We'll see you after traffic. Hey, Kirk.
Hey, Staub.
You know what sucks?
What?
When someone tells me that a place is really beautiful and I get there and there's no seasons, there's traffic, the people suck, everything's expensive, and there's just one sunspot on my fucking forehead.
You know what doesn't suck, Staub?
What?
Botticelli Foods in that hot spot.
Makes sense to me.
That's right. Guys, I am tired.
Yeah. Of sitting in traffic.
Sitting in traffic for 2 to 3 hours on the 405.
Yeah.
Because I'm also tired of buying expensive, low-quality foods.
Yeah.
I deserve the nice things. I deserve quality things.
You do. You do.
Yeah.
And Botticelli's.
Yeah.
Okay. Botticelli's. is family owned. Okay, they've been in the industry for 4 generations.
4 generations.
Okay, and they give you a taste that transports you to the heart of Italy.
Hey.
It's tasty.
Hey,
one might even say beautiful.
An equally beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yes. Guys, if you go to BotticelliFoods.com and use the promo code Doozy at checkout, you can get 10% off all Botticelli food products. What does that mean, though?
That means pasta, okay? We're talking olive oil. Yeah. We're talking sauce. We're talking... we're talking balsamics, okay? And a shit ton of other flavorful products that you don't have to wait in traffic for.
That's right. You don't have to wait in traffic. Guys, Botticelli foods are extraordinary and outstanding, just like the comfy and beautiful men of Doozy.
If it's Botticelli's, it's beautiful. Hey, but that's not our only ad, you know. We're also sponsored by Burn, the world's renowned fitness fucking thing company that you know,
behind the world renowned
Burn board.
Guys, Burn was recently ranked by Women's Health magazine as the best low impact
as the most beautiful company
of 2021 and was recently invested by Olympic gold medalist Apollo Ono.
Oh,
they have their Burn 6-foot adjustable slide board is the low-tech, low-cost at-home fitness solution for people who want to break a sweat without breaking the bank.
That's right. You get to feel exclusive.
That's right.
Without paying exclusive deals.
Exclusive deals.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
why is it called a driveway?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Hey, Kirk and I have been to the place where you can work out with them in New York.
Yes.
Thousands, millions of times pre-COVID. Okay.
Yes.
And now we're members of the at-home platform.
Guys, yes. The Burn at Home virtual workout platform has over 8 categories and hundreds of on-demand workouts to choose from. And the Burn board and the subscription makes sitting down to work out a thing of the past.
Our listeners, you get 30 days free trial.
That's the rumor. I think
30 days free trial, 50% off all purchases, free shipping.
What's the code?
Doozy15.
That's right. DOOZY15. Guys, if you visit theburn.com right now, that is THEBRRN.com, you'll get 15% off plus free shipping with the code Doozy15 at checkout. And now
you got Botticelli's, you got Burn, and you got Beautiful.
Well, I think we moved 6 inches in this traffic.
Yeah.
But I guess
back to the traffic.
Back to the traffic. All right, and we moved 6 inches. Hey! You want me to shove this vegan gluten-free dick up your butt?
Hey!
Hi. Hey!
Hey!
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure, you're beautiful.
Yeah, I know that because I surf and have long hair.
Are we going to the same audition?
I think so, but I'm sitting here for 3 hours and I had a question. Do you ever think, why do they call it a driveway?
That's what I'm saying. You're sitting in your driveway.
Okay, guys, we're officially back. We're the top 3 tips now on how to Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
And let's jump right in. You know, we're I was gonna say like we're speeding, but
first tip was confusing. The second one gave us anxiety. Let's see what else we got here.
The third tip is we've started to touch base on it. Transportation. Need a car.
Yeah.
Rent or borrow.
Barrow.
Well, I changed it in the.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you reading from the Google Doc?
No, the email.
Of course.
Like wheelbarrow?
Yeah.
Get a wheelbarrow, right?
Yes, yeah. Well, a car or rent or borrow a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
No, so, yeah. I think this is one of the big things about LA that I'm like, it hinders me from spending a long period of time there because it means, oh, wow, I have to buy a car.
Yeah.
I have to buy a car. And I'm sure if you're renting, that's a lot of money. But then if you're the guy who's like, can I borrow your car?
Yeah.
And you're leaving, and it's like, how long? You don't even know how long you'll be gone with the car.
Yeah.
If you're the owner of the car.
I'm just going down the street real quick. 4 years later.
4 years later. So.
Where's my car? Oh, I gave that up years ago.
Well, Bryce, elaborate on this, because I mean, I think this is the biggest.
Do you have a car or a wheelbarrow? And I'm not shitting on you. I'm just loving the typos. That's all.
We've run into.
You're beautiful.
Way to make me look good.
You're beautiful. Your typos are like sitting in traffic.
Pretty much.
This is one of the things about L.A. versus New York that I think is a big thing of discussion. It's like you don't necessarily even need a car if you're in New York, where L.A. it is a necessity. You need it. So like,
I guess you could get on the bus, but
that's also
not hating on anybody that takes public transportation. I mean, we have subways. We're not like weird or anything like that. We have public transportation. It's actually getting better, if I might add. But yes, no.
I didn't know you had subways.
What's that?
I didn't know. Are you
like Eat Fresh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you. Wait, you have actual like subway public?
Yeah, we have subways and
I didn't know that.
And on the ground, trains and stuff like that. They actually just put in a train from the airport to downtown Los Angeles, so they're working on that.
Whoa.
They're doing a lot of transportational thing. You got to realize, like, back in the kind of up and coming cinema, a lot of the car industry, because this was property and everybody coming out here and Hollywood land, like the car companies latched on that. LA didn't always used to be filled with cars and so on and so forth. Like, it was a little bit more like San Francisco, it had like trains and you could hop on and stuff like that. And so it didn't always be about cars, but the car companies made it about that back in the day. The term
car companies have an exclusive monopoly on transportation in a way, it sounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, everyone out there is it's not just like you're not driving around in like minivans and stuff. When you're sitting in traffic, you're sitting next to like Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and like what a waste of money, because you get on the highway and you're like and then you gotta stop and you sit there for 3 hours in this souped up sports car and you're stuck in traffic.
Engine running. Yeah. What, do you have a car, Bryce?
I got a beautiful, beautiful car. I've got a 1971 Chevy pickup.
Whoa.
Wow.
Rebuilding everything. So yeah.
Okay.
If I'm gonna be I'm not gonna say it, but if I'm gonna be do it.
You could be.
I'm gonna be miserable. I'm gonna be miserable in style.
In style. Well, that's what it seems like across the board. It's like I hope
not across the board.
At least I better look beautiful.
Bryce, miserable's the new beautiful, baby.
Oh man, people
you heard it here, folks.
And they're gonna be like, "Yo, you gave LA a bad rap."
It ain't beautiful if you ain't miserable.
Bad rap.
Yeah. Well, do you have any other thing to add about like transportation or car? Because
I just say, obviously, LA's big, LA's spread out. You can choose transportation, but it's just safer to rent a car, to have a friend if you're staying with a friend, or so on and so forth, and do all of that. It is, I might be mistaken, but I think the amount that we spend on gas and insurance is almost the same that it would be in New York. I could be wrong about that, but I've heard that that's transportation wise kind of similar. So
interesting.
A year. You know.
Gosh, I you know, I don't know why it's thinking about driving a car and
have you ever had a car?
Yeah, growing up, I had a car at you know, in high school and for like a portion of college and stuff.
What kind of car?
Oh, I had some like in high school it was like a Mercury Sable, and then in college it was like some freaking sofa couch looking.
A sofa couch.
It was like it was a comfy.
But it was comfy.
It was
yeah.
comfy. Yeah. No, it was like it was literally like it like the seats felt like a sofa. It was
I'm picturing like a sofa on a golf cart.
I can't remember
because that's Kansas, baby.
Because that's Kansas. Yeah, I think you know, living in New York for so long, I think about like, you know, like driving sometimes, and it does like bring a little in a city like that. It would bring a little bit of anxiety, but I guess you know, you live there enough. It's just part of the lifestyle, and you deal with
the lifestyle. It just is what it is. And I mean, you know, I love taking the train back in New York, and how like getting everywhere and how much you would pay for that. What is it, like $3.29? Might be a little bit more.
$2.75. Yeah.
$2.75. Okay, you go, and you're doing that so many times a day. You could be spending, I don't know, anywhere from $15 to $20 a day if you're using train.
Yeah, when I go to work, yeah.
That's gas. That's gas right there.
It adds up. Yeah, you. That's so true. You know, it's you got to invest in like those unlimited cards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the cards in LA are cars. So
that's right.
Gotcha. Well, moving on. Let's go to the top 2 tip.
All right. Top 2 tip is place to stay / friend or family.
Friend or family.
So place to stay. What comes to mind with this tip is like California, San Francisco, LA, San Diego. A lot of homeless people.
Are there?
It's like the homeless capital. It's like the homeless capital of like the country there.
Because I think about LA and how popular it is, and it's a lot of big population, and it probably is it difficult to get apartments at certain places there, or is it like
Kirk? If you're homeless, don't you want to go somewhere beautiful year round?
Yeah, but only if there's a hot spot nearby.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi. A hotspot with a hotspot.
Hotspot, yeah.
So is it like hard to get apartments out there? Like.
What do you mean by this tip? Elaborate.
So, again, Kirk, you wanna come out to LA?
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend. Hey, Bryce, you available? Can I stay with you? Or what would you recommend? And as I'm doing now, I would recommend stay on the West Side.
Cheaper,
if you have family members, if you have friends, know where they live. Stay away from the San Fernando Valley, San Gabriel Valley.
Whoa.
If you hear, oh, I'm in the valley, just pass through it. Don't stay there.
Is that like a big crime area?
What happened?
Crime? Is there a lot of crime?
No. So you know how in New York we in the summers it gets really hot and humid and moist.
Oh.
So take that feeling and put it in a place that's surrounded by mountains.
And then put that place in the middle of traffic. Okay?
Pretty much.
Surrounded by traffic.
Wow. Yeah. You know,
and then put all that anger and frustration inside of a person who's getting honked at.
I will be honest. Like, I'm glad you elaborated on that because I think the one thing that when I think about going out to visit, and I do plan to as soon as I can, because I know more and more people out there. What I'm realizing is there's some research that I have to do about places that I should and should not go, or how I should or should not travel and stuff. And yeah, because I'm sure there's some people who get really swindled by the places that they live. Do you have?
I would recommend, if I may, Culver City.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Venice Beach, downtown LA.
I'd probably stay closer to the beach.
Hollywood, if I were to... all of these places that I'm mentioning are on the west side. You want to stay like North Hollywood's in the valley, Warner Brothers studio, like around there, that's in the valley. And then, Burbank, Pasadena, Gardena, those are the kind of places. Like if you have people that live there, yes, by all means, go there, stay there. But would I live there? No, I got to live near the beach. I got to be on the coast because you get that breeze, because this is where the hot spots come in. If the valley says 95 to 100, right? Yeah. Right? Then downtown's going to be anywhere from 85 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, right? Then the beaches, the coast, they're going to be anywhere from 75 to 80 degrees. Now, that's a little, high, but that's how it works. So
your weather app on your iPhone doesn't mean shit. Sometimes you're like,
it just says beautiful.
Oh man,
you got running it into the ground,
and me with it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Have you ever experienced an earthquake out there?
Yeah, we had one the other day. It was about 4.4. I didn't feel it, but my family called me up.
Explain to me that experience.
Did you feel that? And I'm like, no.
No, yeah. Explain to us what that experience is like. What's the sensation? Like, what happens even? Like, I've never experienced that.
Nothing. We haven't had like anything major within the last couple of years, at least to my knowledge. Some of the big ones were back in the 90s and late 80s, of course. And, a lot of these buildings, because LA and San Francisco, or at least the coast of LA, is on a fault line. A lot of the buildings are built on kind of like springs, like big buildings have springs under them. Not all of them, but they're earthquake proof. So
I'm just picturing like buildings, just like bopping around.
Yeah, I'm just imagining a building jumping on a trampoline right now.
Yeah.
or like a building that's half slinky.
Yeah, I'm picturing the lower half just slinky.
Yeah. I've been in buildings and they feel like that. It feels like a slinky, and I'm like, okay, cool, I guess.
That is, it makes sense when you say
that's probably the most exclusive thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. I live in the slinky bouncy house building.
Yeah. Would you like slinky insurance with your building?
But yeah, no, nothing as of late that's been major. And to just describe it, the building kind of shakes a little bit. It's nothing like, whoa, we gotta jump underneath, like we were taught in schools, or at least I was taught in schools, so you dunk underneath the table.
There's got to be buildings with like hydraulics where they're like.
I feel an earthquake coming.
Yeah.
Well,
welcome to Slinky City.
We have now reached the #1 top tip for how to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
This has been delightful and odd and interesting. I'm learning quite a lot. So I am perplexed by this first tip, though. The first tip is respect. Please elaborate.
It goes back to what I said early on. Everyone comes here and there's a lot of like personalities, as you would do anywhere, right? Well, the way I was raised, the way I was brought up is you give to each other, be respectful. Know that if you're not from here, learn about the culture, learn how people do things. It's the same way in New York. You're not going to come from nowhere and just be like, I run this town and do all this other stuff, but just come out, have a great time. You will have a great time. Do what you came here to do, and if you choose to live here, then that's great. If not, hey, you know what? we're going to keep on rocking and rolling without you. But
that does hit a chord that we learned during our How to New York episode with my friend Sarah Fiol, because we learned that it's like, if you're visiting or you're living here, hey, just respect who the fuck we are, because we know you're a fucking transplant.
That's right.
You don't belong here. But it seems like LA is a little bit more of an open kind of communicative. I don't know, want to have a good time environment, and that's what draws me to it. No matter all of the stuff that is stressful. As far I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I want to apologize for Staub grilling into you, but
oh, come on, what are you talking about?
I'm thinking like, gosh, I blanked on what I was gonna say, but
no, respect, because when you're from a place and other people outside from different states come in and they're, they think that they can run your town or they do stuff and whatnot, then you're just like, screw you. Where you from? You know what I mean?
If there's anything that I've learned from this episode, it's people in LA have a little bit more patience with some things.
Well, yeah, you gotta have patience because
it's always sunny, it's always beautiful. It has like the scenes and the scenery and the people. I mean, you come out to LA or San Francisco, or you just come to California in general, and it has that relaxed vibe, as to where New York is not that at all. I mean, it has relaxed aspects, but they're like more, what do you want? How can I help you? Okay, no, move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you gotta have patience out there, with the traffic, but also, like you said, it's like a melting pot, of people all over the place. Like, because you got guys coming from the middle of the country with their, their couch golf carts, thinking that they're in the next big movie. You know what I mean? And they just disrespect the area. We can't have that.
I feel like it's just, for me, why I put that as number one is because everyone wants to come here and be like, I'm LA and I'm, this and I'm that. And it's just like, no, you're not, dude. You just moved here 5 years ago and you're not any closer to where you got than you were when you got here, So it's that. But really, I invite anyone to come out here, and besides all of those rough tips, I would say, come out here, have a good time. You won't regret it. And if you want to move out here and do your thing. Live on the West Side, as I recommend. But yeah, there is a business aspect, and again, respect, because we got a lot of great locals here, a lot of great down to earth, and the food is phenomenal. I'm not saying New York isn't, or the East Coast, but the food is just as, if not better.
What's your favorite type of food out there?
Latin. Ooh, man, Latin, just cuisine. Just I love carbs. If you were to put me on an island, obviously sushi would be go-to, because I like sushi, but Latin food for sure. Yeah.
I like how before he told us the tips and after he told us the tips, they were just everything great about LA. And then the tips were just shitting on LA. You know what I mean? He was like, it's beautiful. And then the tips, he was like, well, this is how you not be miserable,
You have to come to terms with this.
Right, yeah. And then he's like, respect us, because you are nowhere where you wanted to be, and it's been 5 years. Food's great. Place is awesome. I love it.
Yeah. He's at a completely different point in the journey of being an LA person than we are. We are like, what the hell?
What the hell? Who are you? What do you want next?
I have to embrace traffic? Yes, you do.
Yes.
Well, gosh, Bryce, this was great. Thank you.
Those are the top 5 tips of how to LA, Los Angeles.
Thank you so much, Bryce. Is there any little final like, things you got to say, or any tips or
give us your closing thoughts.
Your closing thoughts or statements.
My closing thoughts are this, and I should have done this at the very top, but I'm not going to worry about that. These two guys are fucking phenomenal. No matter what you guys say about LA, no matter what it is, I know everyone knows LA, the whole stereotype. But these guys right here are fucking phenomenal. I listen to you guys all the time. I'm still catching up on so many episodes. Staub, you are just gorgeous. You're a fucking great human being, and awesome, funny, hilarious. Just your stories are great.
Thanks, brother.
The homie right over here, Kirk. Ever since I met you, man, you are just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young man, bro. Like,
thank you, man.
Both of you guys have something phenomenally great, and I'm just so thankful you were allowed me to have and explain beautiful LA. Beautiful LA.
One could say
it was a typo. He meant not beautiful.
One could say that Bryce is telling us, respect us.
Respect.
Guys, thank you so much for watching the Men of Doozy podcast.
Yeah.
Please comment what your favorite tip was, and if you have a tip for out of LA or out of just let us know. Yeah, and share it with your friends.
Yeah, share with your friends. We're on YouTube,
that's
Spotify,
right.
Instagram,
all the audio platforms.
All the audio platforms.
We're on Instagram. That's where the party is at. Oh, look at this good boy.
Oh, we got a dog.
This is our second non-human guest.
Now, would he be considered a mode of transportation?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Riding on dog
Beautiful.
back. Well, guys, and lastly, if there is something that you want to learn about and have us teach you, while we also learn about it, let us know.
If you build slinky buildings, I want you on, because I want to learn about these
I want to learn all about that.
That's right.
But, hey, we will see you next episode,
we should do How to Traffic. That'd be good.
How to Traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much, guys.
Hey, a big round of applause to Bryce
DeLacroix. Thank you, DeLacroix. Hey,
thank you so much.
Watch out for the 405. Watch out for those hot spots.
And remember, you're beautiful. And if you're not beautiful, you're miserable. But miserable is the new beautiful. Stay miserably beautiful.
I'm going to sleep really comfy in my bed tonight after that.
Thank you. Right.
See you next week.
Bye.